So it'd be a terrific result for Israel if Sagi Muki can take this.
Said he's had a heck of a year, and this would be a nice way to cap it off.
Points, a little bit of cash.
Do you see potential for him topping the podium next year in Kazakhstan? That's the one competition he bombed out on this year.
Yeah, I don't, unless they only look at that. And the thing is, you know, it's kind of like a result-based setup that they've got, so they chase almost everything.
Right. They do enter a lot of competitions, as you were saying earlier.
And, you know, they really need to, well, not protect him, but you don't want to run the risk of injury. You want to have him, you know, properly prepared and everything, but
there's a certain pacing you want to do, and you want to be a little bit choosier as far as what competition he goes in. And
it'd definitely be different from what he's done this year because he's been everywhere. Have a look at his record. He's done
well. So now it's one of the things. Okay, you got the points. He's going to get a better seating, and so now let's get a little bit more selective. Only
2 people head him in the world ranking list. He's number 3 in the world. So.
But like you said, if you do that, the potential for him getting injured or even psychologically burnt out.
He was the number 3 seed in this competition, so that tells you who else was here. 1 and 2. Have a look actually to see just who it was that came in the under 73 kilo category, because we didn't do that sort of statistical rundown. But you had Elmont, Svortov, Muki, Hong, the North Korean, who we just spoke about. He wasn't here. That was the one missing. Drakcic, Nakaya wasn't here. Hashpatar, Van Tichelt and Sanjagol, he pulled out. Orozhov was here. Tatalashvili, Legrand, Dupra, Del Popolo, Ungvari, Ono. You know, and that was from the top 20.
Yeah, and I think that for Hong, instead they sent on the junior world champion.
No, Hong from North Korea.
Okay.
North Korean wasn't here. So from the top 20, you had 12. But from the top 10, 6. You had more than half of the top 10. And that for me is a 5-star tournament. Got more than half of the top 10 in the world at your tournament. That's a 5-star tournament. You've been able to attract, you know, top draw people there.
We went through this yesterday. Maybe there's a half dozen top people that are not here. The rest of the people are here, of the top.
Yeah. Yeah, we've looked at the weight categories, and all of them fall in that category as high quality.
Takato, Nakiriki, Rainier, Yarden Gerby. I'm sure there's a few others, but those are the names just on the top of my head. But the rest, you know, pretty packed.
The IGF have, they've run a couple of ranking lists. You can look at the ranking list in individual weight category, and then you can look at the ranking list just by points.
Overall points.
So overall points.
And is it Krishnavilli and
Cherukishvili? Cherukishvili is the top male. Ganbat Bolbatar is second. He was here as well. Kapalik isn't. Teddy isn't. Lipatiliani is. Silver is. Papanashvili was not. Takato is not. Okrashvili is injured. Tot is not. Iliadis is here. You know, it's
a good number.
Yeah, there's more than enough in there. As far as the women are concerned, a quick look
at that.
Kalmidni's
not here, and she's number 1, right?
Kalmendi, Agbegninu, Munkbat, Jerby. So
you're missing a lot of those.
Right,
the
immediately,
big names.
The big ones for the women are not. But it didn't matter because everybody else was.
Right.
That's what made it a top draw competition. Pauling Ortiz, Vargas Koch, Chemio is not. Kitsu is. Zupancic, Alver, Maltsan, Tersteniak, Valenciak, Montero, they're all up there. That was the top 20. So it was a really, really good turnout from the women in depth, although the top 4 were not, but the rest then were.
Well, it could almost be argued, right, that if you're at the top of the top, you don't need to come to the Japanese one where you've got to fight 4 Japanese. You've done your work for this year.
That might be one reason that a couple of people have stayed away. Both fighters have picked up Shidos. Half a minute left. That was a great effort, super effort at this stage from UNGVARI to come up with a really telling Koso Tagaki. That was beautiful, wasn't it? And that was an unusual execution from the top.
We've seen that coach here earlier, but we didn't see him. No, actually, I think he won his previous round by that same grip. I'm going to correct myself on that.
It's an unusual grip to execute the Koso Tagaki from. It leveled Muki, though.